Alexa, turn on this interview. The walls are listening. Not exactly, but today's technology does allow you to control your home and its mechanics with nothing more than a verbal command. Sounds scary. Here to share why it's not scary and that it's really cool and helpful is Patrick Bryant, tech entrepreneur many times over and co-founder of Code and Trust. It's good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you.
All right. So honestly, I think my director, Adam, should be doing this interview because he sings the praises of Alexa every single day. He's got his whole home connected to the system. Why is this not a scary endeavor?
Well, the microphone is the question people have about privacy, but the reality is the microphone's not listening until you say the key word that opens it up. So either you'd say, the Google or Alexa keyword, and then immediately it's going to start listening to your conversation for a brief moment of time, and then they actually delete that data. They're not storing it in any way, and there's been a lot of attention brought to that to ensure they're not.
I see. Yeah, because that's the one thing I think that I am so hesitant to go out and buy one is because I don't want to inadvertently say something and it thinks that it's hearing something and then it sends a message to someone and it just to me it seems like it could create a whole big mess. But you say that you actually have more control over it than I assume.
Absolutely. And there's settings in the apps that you can actually delete any of the information at any time. So if you wanted to leave the system, you could go in and delete your entire profile and no data at all would be stored on their servers.
And Adam, he's a young pup, but we're talking about Alexa and these other systems for our older community, our senior citizens. It can actually be quite helpful and provide certain safety mechanisms for their everyday lives as well. Maybe we can go into some of those things. First of all, is it difficult to learn?
I think it's super simple to set up at this point. It's gotten much easier over the last even 12 months as they've come out with new features. I just got it for my father in Arizona, and I bought it on Amazon, shipped it direct to his house, and then talked him through on the phone how to set the pieces up. So it's really not that difficult.
Okay. What are some of the features that would be beneficial to senior citizens?
So I think it is incredibly helpful to all of us, but especially people that would have trouble looking at their phone for, specific needs. For instance, I could say out loud, set a reminder for 10 minutes from now, or set a daily calendar entry to tell me to take my medicine at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., right? And so you say those to the speaker, and the speaker then takes that information, puts it on your calendar, and then every day can give you that reminder back through the system.
And you brought some show and tell. Can you show us what this device
Sure.
looks like?
The first thing I'll show everyone is this is a smart light bulb. This particular one is by GE, but it works on Alexa and on Google home setups. And the key to this is that very inexpensively, it lasts for a very long time, 8-10 years. And as soon as you plug it in, it's now able to talk to your app and begin to program to turn on and off. And so now you put this beside your bed and you can say, turn on the lights, turn off the lights, dim the lights, all of those things based on a very simple install of plugging this in and adding this light bulb to your lamp, and you're actually off and started.
That's incredible. So if you're walking into a dark room or to a dark house, you just say, Alexa, turn on the lights. They pop up, and there's no possibility or a chance that you could trip and fall over something that you couldn't see in the dark as you're going for the lamp to turn on the light bulb.
Exactly, and you probably just turn lights on all around Charleston, actually, as they're listening to the TV segment. But I agree completely. It makes it incredibly easy to set up and get going. You really only need your phone with the app, a speaker, microphone, and then those those lights. And then from there, the system can really grow. Of course, you can add any number of light bulbs, any number of outlets, little boxes that you plug in between, your radio or whatever other device you might want to control. And then thermostats, locks, all kinds of other things could be added with, of course, a little bit more significant installation.
Well, I want to talk about cost, and we're going to do that after the commercial break, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back. It is our Tech Tuesday, and we're chatting with our good friend Patrick Bryant of Code and Trust in Mount Pleasant. And you're a tech guru, so I mean, this stuff just comes to you so easily, Patrick, but you've been explaining to us how certain technology today, such as Alexa and these other programs, are helping our senior citizens live safer lives within their home. These other devices really allow you to communicate and to operate your home with just a verbal command. So we want to talk about the cost, because that certainly is important. But I also want to talk about some of the other features that we haven't quite gotten to yet. So can we talk a little bit more about, in case of an emergency situation, how these devices help out?
100%. I think that's probably the most important feature, is that the ability for someone to just say out loud to call 911 and it would start dialing an emergency number, or call my daughter. You can just announce who you need to call and it's going to immediately start dialing the phone. So I think that is really paramount.
I want to talk about routines. So as far as routines are concerned, you can also program your Alexa or whatever device to understand and know your daily routine. How does that work?
So Google Home, Alexa, they both do the same thing, which is you could set up multiple things to happen, where in the morning you could say, good morning, and now it's automatically going to turn the lights on. It's going to start to play soft music. It's going to remind you of things you need to do today from your calendar, and it's going to also be able to give you the weather or the news, whatever thing you're interested in hearing from it. So all of that can be built into this routine that really makes it fun to use.
All right. Now, cost is certainly important. It doesn't seem like these devices are too terribly expensive. How does one work that into their budget?
It really is a matter of what you want to do from an expansion standpoint. I mentioned before that if we had a mini here, we're talking about maybe $40 for a microphone speaker combo. That's kind of the basic starting point. A light bulb is going to run about $10. So we're really not talking about a lot to get going. Once you got into an entire home situation, you could be spending $200 for a lock on the front door or a thermostat. But those are things that really you can expand on over time. But per light and per speaker microphone, you're probably talking about somewhere in the ballpark of $10 to $50, depending on which devices you buy.
Okay, not terrible. It's not terribly going to break the bank. And finally, of course, you said you helped your father set up his system. Do you know of any services, or are you providing your services to any of the seniors out there in our community to set up
there are services that will help you sign it up, but I will say that it is relatively simple, and I would advise everyone to kind of start out simple. Download the app, get a light bulb, get a speaker, and slowly add on over time, because you learn from that. And really, it is pretty simple to set up. And I would advise people to go ahead and try. And then after that, if it really felt like it was complex, or you were doing locks or thermostats, then of course you might want an electrician to be involved to help you do those pieces.
And if you ask nicely, and maybe if you bake good cookies, Patrick might come to your house. Anyway, Patrick, thank you so much. That's great information.
Thank you. I'm always happy to be here.
Thanks. We're back in 2 minutes.